It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're reacting and having a discussion about a video from Dookrai titled Myers Rework Incoming. So I wanted to actually hear about the Myers Rework from a Myers main, apparently a P100 Lori, P100 Myers, so a Halloween super fan here. Sort of chiming in and talking about the Myers major insano rework. I wanted to kind of hear somebody's take on it because I do main Myers, but really not as much anymore considering how ridiculous the game has become. But for a diehard Myers fan, I want to hear what the thoughts are, right? Because I thought the changes would be pretty interesting. I thought they were pretty good. Objectively, until I had started to think about it, and then I realized, yeah, we're just creating Pig 2.0. I don't know why, but apparently we are, because behavior has no good ideas anymore. Let's continue.
Shade, they're going to be replacing Evil Within with two modes to toggle with a button press. For the first mode, we have Stalker mode, where you move at 4.2 meters per second.
Yo, I like the, which is unrelated, but I like the Canadian Billy Loomis. I mean, why am I saying Billy Loomis? I like the Canadian, I like the Canadian, Loomis here. God damn.
You're undetectable and you can stalk survivors. And in Pursuer mode, where you move at 4.6 meters per second, you have a 24 meter tear radius, which is a little bit larger than tier 2. You have an increased vaulting speed, increased lunge range, braking speed, and stun recovery, and you cannot stalk survivors. So they basically just made Myers Ghostface. That's what it sounds like. This is—
Damn! So you heard it here, folks. They turned they turned Myers into Ghostface now. As a Ghostface main, I was like, bro, they turned him into Pig. Like, they turned him into Pig. Like, you have a Stalker mode, which is like crouching, and then you have Pursuer mode, where you, for whatever reason, can move normally, and you get like a dash. What the hell? Golly. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty funny. I'm not even gonna lie. That is genuinely hilarious. Like, genuinely hilarious. Wow. They fell off, honestly. Behavior's really fallen off with this. I don't know what kind of nonsense they're coming up with. Honestly, why didn't they just take some of this and put this on Ghostface? Like, that was my thing. Like I think they put way too much into this. They should have took some of this, like, increased vault speed, bonuses to lunge range, break speed, and stun recovery onto Ghostface. You could have buffed him instead, and we would have all rejoiced. But instead, you're coming after the Myers mains and giving changes that completely remove what made Myers Myers, but whatever.
basically just Ghostface, but with a couple different buffs, which I don't know if I like. I do like Ghostface's stealth mechanic a little better than Myers, even though Myers really isn't a full stealth killer. What are they going to do for Ghostface at this point if they're going to make Myers basically just a better Ghostface? Like, there's no point in playing Ghostface anymore where you could just play Myers and get the same exact playstyle, really. That's really interesting.
Thank you, Dookrai, for bringing that up, honestly. Like, Ghostface has been constantly getting kicked in the stomach, thrown in the lockers, getting punched in the face, like, just getting ultimately just disrespected in every single patch. And the fact that, once again, with this update, we're putting him in the grave, essentially. Rest in peace, Ghostface, at that point. That a character is just completely superior, just comes along with a new patch and just makes him completely pointless to play. Why play Ghostface at that point? Because he sucks absolute buns at chase when you can play Myers, who has both stealth and chase. What's the point? What's the point?
Once the stock meter is full, Evil Incarnate mode can be triggered at will, granting the following effects for a limited time. Note, survivors will no longer become exposed, so they're taking away the whole map-wide exposed status effect for Myers. In this mode, you're going to be moving at 4.6 meters per second, you're going to have a 40 meter tear radius, and you're going to have an even faster vaulting speed, even faster than it is in Pursuer mode.
Which I argue is actually pretty terrible now that I think about it, because Myers is an M1 killer at the end of the day, so 40 meters has only been used for characters with high mobility such as Hillbilly, Wesker, Kennedy, Blight. So why are we giving Myers a 40-meter tear radius if he doesn't have he can't run like or he doesn't teleport or run quickly like he huh? Like what? Why are we giving him a 40-meter tear radius though? You could have just made it 32. Like you didn't have to. He could have made it 24 to 32. You didn't have to go 40. Like why 40? That huh? You didn't. I don't know. I don't know. It makes no goddamn sense.
Really? Okay. Are these two just going to be like a tier 2 for this vaulting speed and a tier 3 vaulting speed for this one? Or are they going to make it like as fast as like maybe overclock mode for singularity? That'd be pretty interesting to see. It's not clear if they are going to do that, but I hope they do. You know, redeem Myers, bring back the crown to him for being the vault speed king. That'd be really, really cool. Next up we have unlocks slaughtering strike ability. So this must be the dash attack that everybody's talking about. Hold the power button to charge his ability and reduce his movement speed. Press the attack button while charging to quickly lunge forward, adjusting your angle as you move. The length of the launch depends on the charge time. Okay, that's pretty.
So we're kind of combining a little bit of Demogorgon with Pig. So yay. Jesus Christ, dude. Like it's just like, what are they doing, dude? Like you're taking away what makes, like, I don't ever think Myers has launched himself in a direction like in any movie. Like if you ask me, I don't think I've ever seen that where he like launches his entire body towards somebody and like gets a shank in. He usually pops up on you and from the shadows, you know what I mean? So I don't know where this came from. Slaughtering strike. Like why are we giving him a dash? Like, if you ask me, if you gave Ghostface a dash, like I was saying to do, if you guys, which I'll talk about that in another video, but if anybody's played Mortal Kombat 1 and you had Ghostface and you see one of his moves, he literally runs towards them and grabs them and does a couple of stabs. And that to me would have been way more interesting to have as a DVD ability for Ghostface in the game. But Myers, I don't think I've ever seen him do that. Like he's never really seen like running really quickly and like launching himself towards you with a kitchen knife. I've just never, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just don't think I've ever seen that. But anyway, it just seems weird to me.
Cool. If a survivor enters into your attack range while lunging, they are knocked into the dying state. This ability can be used to destroy they just made Myers, Billy, and Ghostface. That's all they are.
He said Billy too. Bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't like, why are we having this big tear radius? He only moves at 4.6 meters per second, which is 115% movement. And all he has is like a pig lunge. Like, why does he have that? And then, oh, he one-shots you with it. Like, huh? And then you can't really turn that much either. So I'm like, what are you doing?
Myers is basically just a combination of Ghostface and Billy at the same exact time, it seems. That I like that. I like the fact that Myers now has a chase ability. But now there's no originality to his power anymore. He's just like every other killer that's released nowadays.
Which I have to say, it's interesting to hear Dookrai kind of point this out, because Dookrai had mentioned in a previous video that he wanted to see a chase ability on Myers, as a Myers enjoyer, as a Myers fan, right? And to finally receive it, and it's like, but this isn't what I wanted. You know what I mean? It's like, I relate to that. That is an extremely relatable feeling with this change here, because this, like, it doesn't feel like Myers anymore. Because like I've said, I don't remember him ever like marathon running at somebody and like, you know what I mean? I feel like that's more of a Ghostface thing, if you ask me. Like, they should have just took some of this and put this on Ghostface. If you ask me, I mean, like, you even see it in the promotional material, like with Ghostface. He looks like he's like about to lunge at you, like from like the DVD like image they have for him in the store and stuff like that. And even like if you want to relate it to the movies, which he's not. It's not a stream license, so it, you know, we can't compare it to the movies at all. But if you wanted to pretend it was, this would have been more accurate to that, because running at somebody is what he does, and a lot of the times. So I have to completely agree. Like, I feel like they took the soul out of what made Myers Myers in that sense. And honestly, what I think is like what they could have done was try to lean more heavily into the lunge distance and lean more heavily into the vaulting speeds and stuff like that, because that to me I think is what really like feels like Myers, especially in the movies. Like he starts out very stalky, kind of like watches you for a while, and then over the course of the movie he just gets like more and more powerful, you know, and he gets a lot more like bloodthirsty, I guess, and comes after you. And I feel like he really takes his time, you know, with, you know, enjoying the kill, you know what I mean? So it's like the fact that this isn't really this isn't really like feels like Myers at all.
It has just an amalgamation of different abilities from other killers. That's so but like I said, I like it, but I don't know, man. It sounds like it's going to be very fun to use, though. I can say that. It's going to be very, very fun to use. Unlocks the ability to grab and kill or perform a regular Mori on survivors who will die the next time they are hooked. So basically, they gave him base kit Tombstone with the caveat that you have to now double hook them to get this effect. Which I don't know if you're going to be able to just lunge and grab them and kill them, or you're going to be able to, you have to rub on their back how you.
Good point, you know. From what I understand, it says grab and kill, so I think it's gonna work similarly to how Tombstone works currently before this gets patched, where you like at a distance you can like grab them, you know. And obviously, I think it also says regular Mori, meaning like they're on the ground, so you can just like hover over them and then like hold down the button, and then you can just like start the animation of picking up and, you know, shanking them in the chest, you know. So that makes sense.
And then kill them. It's not very clear what they're going to be doing for that. But base kit Tombstone sounds pretty cool. They're going to have to rework those add-ons, so very interested to see what they're going to be doing with that.
Which, rest in peace, Tombstone. I've been a Tombstone enjoyer, a Tombstone fan for a long time, so it is a little sad to see it kind of go, but at least it's implemented it still in some way.
They also adjusted some of his stalking.
Which I just thought of this. They're adding in the ability to grab and kill or perform a regular Mori on survivors. But with the anti-tunnel changes, this is directly going to affect the Myers along with Sadako, Twins, and Pyramid Head and stuff like that. So if you decide to kill a survivor before Sticks hooks, looks like you're gonna get punished. So GG's, you're welcome.
Mechanics. So they removed the limited pool of stalk points per survivor, so there's no stalking cap anymore, so you're not going to be able to run out of your power anymore, which is really nice. They reduced the stalk range.
All they had to do, honestly, if they were going to update Myers again, just remove the limited pool of stock points. That would have been already a fantastic change. Add in a couple that vault speed thing and stuff like that, and increase the movement speed with the reduced stock rate part, rework the add-ons. Like, that would have been a fine change. Why did we have a dash? I don't know. I just feel like it just... honestly, you could have gave it to Ghostface and I would have been cool with it, to be honest. Like, honestly. You could have just put it on Ghostface. You could have just done that. I would have been cool with that, you know? It would have felt like the movies a little bit. It would have been the idea that I suggested a long time ago. And then he wouldn't be dog shit anymore. He would be at least a B tier. It'd be great. But no, they gotta go to Myers. That... For some reason, it's taking away what makes Myers Myers, but fine.
To 32 meters and remove the distance modifier. So no longer is it going to be where if a survivor's in your face, you're going to be stalking really slow, and if they're far away, you're going to be stalking faster. It's going to be a straight stalking speed no matter the distance from you, which is really nice. It takes away a little bit of clunkiness away from Myers. And moving while stalking has an increased movement speed, but incurs a reduced stalking rate. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Could somebody down below in the comments?
So I'll tell you right now, Dookrai. So when they're saying that it increases the movement speed, which basically means like how you suggested, Dookrai, in the previous video when you were talking about the those movement speed add-ons in a previous video, which I'll link that at the end. It's where it was increased stalking speed, basically. But what it's saying with the reduced stalk rate, it's probably referring to like when you're up close to survivors currently in the current patch, and why it's like reduced compared to like far away. I think that they're probably reducing the amount you can get from walking. So they want you to stand still to gain a faster, or to gain the normal amount of stalk speed. So I compared this to how I play Myers, where I don't really walk around when I'm stalking. I like to like stand there and pretend I'm in the movie, and I like watch them for a long time from far away, and then I like walk away, you know. So I believe that's how they're trying to do it. So basically they're saying that so I guess instead of having the modifier apply from a distance, they're saying that if you're moving, it has that modifier where it's reduced from up close but better from far away. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so I will end it here. I would say if you want to watch the rest of the original video, will be linked in the description. Check out Dookrai and his channel down there. He has fantastic content. Watch the original video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section about your thoughts on this Myers rework. Are you a Myers main? What do you think as a Myers main? Do you agree or disagree with my points? And while you're down there, consider supporting the channel. Maybe joining the members on YouTube. Consider following on TikTok and Twitch to watch me play Killer Live. I'll see you guys in the next video.